All right, guys. First video of the channel. Welcome to the Insurance Plugs. My name is Nicholas Gebert. For those of you who don't know, I am co-founder of Prosperity Health Group, a health insurance agency located here in South Florida, Port St. Lucie, Florida. And yeah, I don't really want to waste any time. Just kind of want to jump straight into it. The whole purpose of this channel really is to, one, document the journey of me starting my agency, and also really just giving out tips for people who are in the industry. I feel like there really isn't a huge representation of what goes on in the health insurance industry. You have a couple people here and there that make really good content, really insightful content, and shout out to those individuals. I love watching their videos, and I recommend it to a lot of people that I meet in the industry. But there really isn't anyone that's young that's doing it. Me, I'm 23, my business partner Julian, 24. We're running an agency from the ground up. And I know there are a decent amount of young people in the industry or who are looking to get into the industry that, yes, you can go to those people who are veterans in the industry for sure. Highly recommend it. Of course, you always want to speak to people who have years of experience, but I think it'd also be very refreshing for people to see someone who is young and actively documenting their progress along the way, seeing what works for them, what doesn't work, whatever little tips and tricks we might be able to provide. So I think that'd be a really cool insight. That's why I'm making this channel. That's what I want to provide to people. Yeah, no more yapping. Let's just get straight into it. The first thing that I do want to cover, or the main topic of this video, is going to be how much money do you really earn selling Medicare, selling health insurance? I don't know what app or what platform people use when they do the whole little like presentation thing, but I got Adobe. I'm gonna use Adobe. Just go for it. So, street level contract is $313. That is what the total contract is worth. Now, we're gonna divide this by 12, which is going to equal, let me pull out my calculator because my math sucks. $26. Let's just say 26 even. So the total contract, let's say I sell someone with a January 1st effective date, it's going to be $313. If I sell someone for a February 1st effective date, you can just subtract $26, and then, so on and so forth. As you go on, it's just going to keep getting subtracted by 26. So we'll just start with January 1st effective date. So we're just going to run it through month by month, but I want to start with the annual enrollment period, or AEP, and we'll just go from there. So let's say you make 100 sales for AEP. That will give you a total of, and again, my math is really bad. It's 31,000 something. 313 times 100. That'll give you $31,000. Nice little check. So 100 sales for AEP will give you $31,300. Solid chunk of change. From there on, what can you expect on a month-to-month basis? So from January through March, obviously you have the open enrollment period, or OEP, which is going to be a decent amount of volume as well. AEP and OEP are probably your two busiest times of the year. So for OEP, and we can just be conservative on this. Let's just say you're getting 25 sales from January, February, and March. Each month you'll be getting 25 sales. So 75 in total for OEP. So this is going to be a bit retarded. So for 2/1 effective date, that is going to be, Jesus Christ, there's going to be a lot of math in this. Okay. Minus 26. So for a 2/1 effective date, February 1st effective date, that is going to be equal to $287. So 287 times 25, that will get you, whoa, times 25 will give you $7,175. Let's go to the following month with a March 1st effective date. So what you do, 287 minus 26, March 1st effective date is going to be equal to $261. Again, let's just say you're making 25 sales a month, which, to be honest, during the open enrollment period, this is a very conservative number. I would say you can easily smash $25 with the right, lead vendors with the right support. But yeah, so 261 times 25, that'll give you $6,525. And then for the last month of OEP, anything you write with an April 1st effective date, again, 261 minus 26, a 4/1 effective date will be worth $235. Multiply that times 25. That will give you $5,875. So just to total up the earnings that you would get from AEP and OEP, we'll take this total, add up all these. So 31,300 plus 7,175, 6,525 plus 5,875. So at the end of OEP, you can expect to have a little over $50,000 with a total of 175 sales between AEP and OEP. Again, I'm gonna be honest, guys, this number is very conservative. If this is your first year in the industry, these are really good numbers. But for someone who's been in it for about 2, 3 years and you have, you have more experience, you have a little bit more capital to spend on leads, and you have a book of business to, you have a book of business, and then you also have a bunch of referrals. You have, people that you've spoken to that you didn't sell, but you can sell later on in the year. You have, you have pipelines built up. If you're in your second and third year, second, third, so on, these numbers are very, very moderate, and you can easily smash these numbers, especially for this AEP coming up in 2025 with all the market disruption. 100 sales, I feel like, should be, light work between the amount of clientele that you're going to have to rewrite, the pipelines that you've built up. All these people are going to need plan changes, whatever lead sources that you have. I feel like getting 150 to 200 sales should be, the target for most people who have a little bit of experience in the game. For OEP, it's going to be cleanup time. There's going to be a ton of people who maybe didn't even look at their policies, didn't even pay any attention to AEP like they do every year. But, once they start to utilize their benefits and they see, oh, how come my OTC is non-existent? How come my grocery cart allowance is gone? How come my dental went down? All this stuff. There's going to be a lot of changes going on this year. So these numbers are very moderate. So if you're, brand new into the industry, and these are some good numbers that you can shoot for within your first AEP and OEP, 175 sales between the two, you're looking at $50,000, street level contracts. Of course, This is purely revenue. This is not taking into account what you might be spending on leads, what you might be spending on mailers, anything else that you might be doing for retention. This does not factor in any of that. This is purely revenue. So these are the two busiest times of the year, AEP and OEP. What could you expect for rest of year? So we'll go ahead and delete majority of this. I'll keep the 50,000. I'll keep that total there. Let me enlarge this. We'll keep the 50,000 there. And I actually already forgot what the number was for 4/1 effective date. So I got to do the math on that again real quick. I believe this is the one that we were at. Jesus Christ, Nick. Okay, there we go. Jesus. All right, let me go ahead and do the math again. 313 minus 26. That's a 2/1 effective date. Minus 26, 3/1, minus 26, 4/1. Okay. So from rest of year and beyond, anything with a May 1st through September, October even effective date, it is going to slow down pretty significantly just because there are a lot less SEPs to go by. But that doesn't mean that your business is going to fall off or production is going to fall off. We have an agent who literally wrote 30 apps in the month of September. Oh, sorry, in the month of August, which is this is a slower time of the year. It's closer to the annual enrollment period. People really aren't looking to make changes at this point, but it's definitely doable. So honestly, I would say let's just keep the same pace of, we'll just assume we're just going to be a moderate. Let's just say 20 sales every single month for the rest of the year, which, again, is very light. It's literally 5 sales per week, which is extremely light, it's extremely doable. So for a May 1st effective date, again, subtract that. That is going to be 209 times 20. That's going to equal $4,180. 6/1 effective date, 209 minus 26. 183 times 20. Seven one effective date. Looking at 157. Eight one effective date. 131 times 20. And then, we'll cap it off with I guess we'll go all the way till October. Who cares? 131 minus 26. This is what you get paid for 9/1 effective. And then lastly, we'll just stop it over here. To be honest, if you write 20 apps in September, that's pretty wild. Um, Usually I don't really write a whole lot in September, and then you'll see some plans become even non-commissionable within this time period. But I think I might have effed up the numbers here. Maybe not. No, that seems right. Yeah. That seems right. 79 times 20, 1,580. Total all of these up. 40, 2,620, 2,100, and then 1,580. So your total for sales made through the rest of the year, if you're averaging 20 sales a month, which again, if this is your first year, that is very solid and is very doable. You're looking at $17,000. Not, nothing crazy, right? Nothing crazy, but that is why you really want to cross sell during this time of year. AEP, you still want to cross sell as well, AEP. But mainly, it's busy, it's hectic. You just want to push out those MAPDs. And then during OEP, you can definitely double back on those clientele. You can double back on your clientele and cross sell, whether it's a hospital indemnity, cancer, heart attack, and stroke, whatever the case may be. Definitely during the rest of the year, because it is so slow and, SEPs are few and far in between. This is the time where you want to start cross selling, especially, also due to the fact that the commissions drop off pretty heavily. Like, yeah, you can make 20 sales in August, but well, look, even if I make 20 sales, I'm making a little over $2,000, which, it's nothing, right? Work your ass off during AEP and OEP, build up a strong pipeline, really build up the connection with your clients, make sure your retention is on point. And I would use the rest of the year as an opportunity to cross sell, build up your retention even more, and then just touch base with your clients. And then in the meantime, do things out in the community. Yeah, keep building up that pipeline, keep building up that network, and then you'll be good to go for another AEP. So rest of year, you made $17,280. And then let's just add Roy into this now. That would leave you with a grand total of, let's just do it here. So let's say this was your first year in the industry, second year, whatever. Jesus, that was disgusting. There we go, a little bit shy of $70,000. And let's also do the math as to how many clients you actually sold. So remember, from AEP and OEP, we sold 175 clients in total between AEP and OEP. AEP 100, OEP we sold 25 each month, so 25, 50, 75, 175. Now from rest of year, 20, oh my God, I'm retarded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 20 plus 120. And you guys will see what I'm doing here in a second. That is 295 clients on your book of business that you will start getting residuals for the following year. So if the year is 2024, like it is right now, and I write 100 people, or I guess we'll just use 295 clients for this example. If I write 295 people throughout the year with a 2024 policy and they stay on that same policy for the following year, I will collect $26 renewals on each and every single person, so long as they stay on the policy. So, this year for AEP, it won't count. Like if I write 200 people this AEP, I won't get residuals on those clients because those are 2025 policies. I would collect residuals, however, for them in 2026, granted if they all stay on the plan. So for this example, because we started in AEP, let's just say this is like fast forward in the future. This AEP that we're using in this example was for 2024, OEP 2025, rest of year 2025. So going into 2026, you're going to have 295 people on your book of business, and you're going to be receiving $26 in residuals for each and every single client. So let's say if they all stayed on the books, you're looking at an additional $7,670 monthly. Jesus, Nick. Monthly. And this is when you really start to see the benefits of being a health insurance agent and selling Medicare. Yes, the commission is good come AEP and OEP, but obviously, as the months go on throughout the year, the commission drops off and it's not as pretty. So I always tell people who are coming into the business that you're really not doing it for the upfront commission. Of course, you can still make really good money come AEP and OEP, but you're really doing it for the residuals. Once you build up, like this, from this example, right? This is just from 1 year. And again, these numbers are pretty moderate. Averaging 20 each and every single month in the rest of the year, I guess could be a little bit challenging if it's your first year. But again, if you have the right team, if you have the right resources, it is easy. Again, like I said, we have an agent who just onboarded with us. Granted, he had some call center experience, but just onboarded with us. The month of August was his first month really up and running, and he banged out 30 sales. So it's definitely doable. But again, in this example, this person got 295 sales within 1 year from one AEP all the way through to one Roy. 295 people on their book of business. And then come 2026, this person is going to have $7,670 monthly, not doing any new business. This is just from simply maintaining your book of business, making sure you're calling your clients and you're doing the proper measures to, have high retention, which is a whole nother video topic that we can do. But we won't really dive into that here. But yeah, so you're getting $7,000 each and every single month. No new business, just from maintaining your existing clientele. If you keep compounding this, of course, as the years go on, that number is going to get higher and higher. So let's just say you do the same exact numbers for year 2. That would mean come the following year, you know, you're entering year 3, you have 584. Oh, let me do the math on here. So 295 times 2 equals 584. And this is again saying that you're going to produce the same exact numbers that you did your first year, which again, you're more than likely going to produce more. 100 sales in AEP, 75 in OEP, and then again, just averaging 20 each and every single month during Roy. 295 times 2, you're going to have 584 clients by the end of year 2 entering year 3. And what would that look like for your residuals? You are looking at $15,184 a month. I don't know why I keep doing that with my H. Let me actually delete that. Disgusting. Oh my God, I'm like in 2 different minds right now. There's so much going on over here. So entering year 3, year 2, you banged out another 295 people. You You made another $68,000 throughout the year just from pure profits from AEP, OEP, and Roy. This does not include the $7,670 that you're making per month. Now, come year three, you're earning $15,000 each and every single month on top of whatever production that you're going to have. Guys, I'm pretty sure you can see how, you know, it is a bit of a slow burn, but eventually, once you do grow that clientele, once you do grow that book of business, this is something that you can just run on autopilot. Honestly, I mean, depends on how much you really want to grow that book of business and how much you really want to be selling. But at this point, if you're in a position where you have over 500 people on your book of business, you should probably hire someone to help you maintain that book of business. And then, maybe you can keep writing new business if you want, or you can just work referrals. But 500 people is a lot. It's going to be a lot of work on you alone to manage all those people. So at that point, you probably would want to hire one or two people to help you manage that. Um, and yeah, this is literally entering year three. You can be making $15,000. And again, the numbers that I put out there, these are not crazy numbers at all. If anything, these are very moderate numbers. Like I said, I keep saying 100 during AEP for year one is definitely like if it's your first year in the industry, that's a great number to have. But if you're someone who's experienced, that's a number that you can easily crush. And of course, again, this does not factor into the cost of leads, whatever costs you might be doing for retention, doing mailers and stuff like that, marketing costs, things for advertising, Facebook leads, even popping up at seminars, whatever the case may be. This doesn't factor any of that. That would just be way too intricate, and it varies. But just looking at the pure profits that you would make, I don't think you can beat it. And this is as close, like, I don't believe in passive income, but this is the closest thing that you could get to passive income. You put in the work from year one, year two, and depending on, how much you really want to keep going at it, year three, you can really just sit back, have someone manage your book for you, and then just work referrals. And at this point, you can really just start building out an agency and start training people and having them write business for you. Really all depends on what you want to do. But again, if you're in the health insurance industry, if you're working at a call center, or if you're taking your test, trying to get licensed, or if you know someone who's been doing this and you're like, should I sell health insurance? Should I not? How much do you really make from selling Medicare? This is it, guys. This is it. This isn't even touching on Medicare supplement plans. This doesn't even factor into what you would make from cross-selling hospital indemnities or cancer, heart attack, and stroke. This is purely Medicare Advantage, which is only one product. There's so much that you can do. I think that covers it pretty well. This screen does look a little bit messy, but yeah, guys, start selling. If you're looking at these numbers and you're like, wow, that's actually quite a lot. I don't know if I can hit those targets. He might be bullshitting. I guarantee you guys, I'm not bullshitting at all. These numbers are very conservative. Again, if your upline sucks, I'm sorry to hear that. Send me a message. Let's coordinate something. Let's hop on a call and let's figure something out for 2025. It is a bit late, blackout periods and stuff for the carriers are coming up. It's a little bit impossible. Rock it out, whatever situation you're in, you got to rock it out for AEP. Yeah, but if you're sitting back and you're watching this video like, damn, I wish I could hit those numbers, but one, I don't have the money, or two, I don't know where to even go to find a good lead source, send me a message. I'm going to put in my Instagram and my email. Feel free to send me a message and we can talk, take a look and see what we can do for 2025. And yeah, guys, I wish you all the best. I hope you guys took something from this video. Hopefully it inspires you to start selling more. And if you're someone who's not already an agent, hopefully this inspires you to get into the industry, because I do think that it is a really good industry to get into. It is, certain areas are saturated, but overall, I would say it's very untapped. In terms of young people that are out there, you don't see a whole lot of young people out there doing this. So I think it would be great to see a lot of representation, a lot more representation from the younger people. No disrespect to anyone who's in the space, but it is ran by a lot of older people. So I think it's time that we we kind of show these older dogs how it's done, and introduce a new wave of brokers into the industry. So yeah, guys, that's the video. Again, if you want to message me, by all means feel free, and I'll talk to you next time.